I used to think love could fix anything, that if you gave enough, endured enough, and forgave enough, even a broken heart could be mended. I believed that if I just held on tightly, she'd remember what we once were. But love doesn't work that way, not when it's one-sided. Not when the person you're fighting for is already gone, laughing at the wreckage you're standing in. That's how it was with Claire, the woman who taught me that sometimes, love isn't a warm flame. Sometimes it's a slow burn that leaves you in ashes. We met at a mutual friend's party 3 years ago. She had that kind of presence that pulled everyone in, confident, magnetic, intoxicating. I was quieter, more grounded. She said she liked that about me, that I made her feel calm in a world that never stopped spinning. For a while, it was perfect. Late-night drives, lazy Sunday mornings, shared secrets whispered under dim lights. But perfection has an expiration date when one person stops caring. I didn't see it happening at first, the way her texts got shorter, her laughs less frequent, her eyes drifting somewhere else when we talked. I thought she was just tired, stressed. I didn't want to believe I was losing her. The first time I begged her to stay, it was after another one of our meaningless arguments. I had caught her texting someone, just a friend, she said, but the way she smiled at the phone told a different story. I confronted her, trying to stay calm. She sighed, bored. "You're so dramatic, Ethan. Can't I talk to people anymore?" "You can," I said quietly. "But not when you hide it from me." She rolled her eyes. "You're paranoid." That night, I begged her not to give up on us. I stood there, holding her hand, telling her I'd do better, that we could fix this. And she laughed. Not a soft laugh. A cruel one, sharp, mocking. "You sound pathetic," she said, pulling her hand away. "Begging like that, it's not attractive." That moment broke something in me. Not because she laughed, but because I realized she enjoyed seeing me crumble. Still, I stayed. Love makes fools of us all. I thought if I just gave her space, she'd come around. Instead, she drifted further. She stopped saying "I love you." Stopped answering my calls. When I'd ask what was wrong, she'd shrug and say, "Maybe I just don't feel it anymore." Every time she said that, it felt like a blade twisting a little deeper, and I kept taking it, thinking pain meant passion, thinking she'd see how much I cared. One night, I showed up at her place unannounced. She opened the door wearing that same careless smirk that used to make my heart race but now only made it ache. "What are you doing here?" she asked flatly. I needed to see you," I said, my voice shaking. "Please, Claire, don't do this. Don't throw us away." She laughed again, that same sound that had once felt like music but now cut like glass. "You're still begging? God, Ethan, you really don't get it. I'm done." Her words echoed in my chest like an explosion. I looked at her, really looked at her, and saw the truth. She wasn't the woman I fell for anymore. Maybe she never was. She'd changed into someone who fed on my pain, who liked the power of being desired but had no intention of returning it. I felt humiliation flood my face, but then something unexpected happened, calm. A strange, cold calm. I nodded slowly and said, "All right." She blinked, confused. "What?" "All right," I repeated. "You're done." "I get it." I stepped back, my voice steady now. "I won't beg anymore." She tilted her head, her smirk faltering. "You're just going to give up?" "Not give up," I said softly. "Let go." I walked past her, down the hall, out the door, no shouting, no tears. Just silence. I didn't look back. For the first time in months, I felt free. Days turned into weeks. The silence she once craved now surrounded her. No calls. No texts. No flowers at her doorstep. I didn't show up at her favorite cafe. I stopped orbiting her world. I focused on mine, Hit the gym again, spent time with friends, started painting, something I hadn't done since college. It felt strange at first, living without her shadow, but it felt good. Healing crept in slowly, quietly, like sunlight through a crack in the curtains. Then, one evening, she showed up. Out of nowhere. I was leaving the cafe near my office when I saw her standing by her car. She looked different, tired, nervous, the confidence that once dripped from her now replaced by something brittle. "Ethan," she said, forcing a smile. "It's been a while." "Yeah," I replied. "It has." "I've been thinking about you," she said, eyes darting away. "I miss what we had." I almost laughed at the irony. "You miss the guy you laughed at for begging?" She winced. "I didn't mean to hurt you." I was angry. I said things I didn't mean. I stared at her for a long moment, then said quietly, "No, Claire, you meant every word. You just didn't think I'd ever stop trying." She stepped closer, desperation flickering in her eyes. "Can't we start over?" I shook my head. "You taught me something, Claire. Love isn't about chasing someone who's already walking away. It's about two people meeting halfway. You stopped meeting me there a long time ago." Her voice cracked. "So that's it?" I nodded. "That's it." For a moment, she just stood there, speechless, searching for the right words, but finding none. The same lips that once laughed at my pain now trembled with regret. And in that silence, I realized I no longer hated her. I didn't even feel anger anymore. Just closure. I turned to leave, and this time, she was the one left standing at the door, watching me walk away, her smile gone, replaced by the hollow look of someone who finally understood what they'd lost. She once laughed when I begged for her love, thinking I'd always come crawling back. But the truth is, when you've given everything and still get mocked for it, walking away isn't weakness, it's strength. And when I finally did, her laughter died in her throat, because she realized too late. I was never coming back.